I don't want to set the world on fire.
Please welcome Tom Thummy. I'm here, and your white privileges are going to save you tonight, okay, guys?
Desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim.
Any government is to monopolize as much violence as possible in order for it to inflict it on as many citizens as possible.
I've been on this like weird anarchist arc for a few months now. This is playing by their rules, exactly how they are written.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame.
You're watching the Dog and Chicken Show. Like, share, subscribe.
That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Chicken, 10-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Champion. I don't debate ideas, I detain them. Hot takes get processed, excuses denied, amnesty not on my watch. Feelings don't cross the border without documentation. Logic gets stamped, and weak arguments get escorted with zip ties, bitch. How'd you like that one, Tony?
Beautiful.
And, of course, without his cowboy hat, without anything. God damn it.
There's nothing right now.
Look, okay, no, hang on. Well, I'll get to that in a second. But it is I, the 17-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Champion, non-chill filtered, quadruple distilled, your blend master of ceremonies himself, Captain Aviators, and your international sex kitten, Tony fucking G. And I am sans cowboy hat, but I am not sans Aviators, and you are welcome because I got to the hotel, I unpacked my shit, I had a pair of sunglasses sitting next to all my stuff. I didn't pack it. I went, can I really do this without the cowboy hat and without the Aviators? Nay. So I drove a few blocks to the Walmart, I bought a pair of Aviators, and I came back, and here we are.
He did this for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I did this for America. You're welcome.
And face you haven't seen in a while, all the way over on the far right side of your screen, Yank from Yanked Up Podcast. What's up, bud?
Yeah. We're back. And I know we just haven't started drinks yet, but I did bring this just in case the process gets a little out of control.
Haven't seen a twisted
That's no longer a concealed weapon. Thanks.
Yeah.
That was 6 years ago. I looked that up. I was like, holy cow.
6 years?
That just came up as a memory.
2020. Yep.
And
that'll be all I'm drinking.
The dad of dads.
I am the host, or one of the hosts.
And no, you're the host. You're the only one on that show.
Dad's Intercontinental, Dad's Intergalactic, and most of all, Dad's Worldwide. I'm the OG, but I'm definitely one of three wonderful human beings who are the other two on this show as well. So thanks for having me. Glad to be back.
Absolutely. And Toph's back.
Yeah. Yep. Here I am. Thrilled to be here. Hey, can I get a ruling on something up top? Since we kind of have an Algonquin roundtable of sorts here.
Sure.
Do it.
Okay, so my kids' school just moved into a new building, and
burn it down. Okay, move on.
Hang on, let me finish.
Are there any illegals there?
All right.
Hang on. All of those are good questions and good suggestions. Just let me get to the end.
Sorry.
So I'm in a group chat for my son's basketball team. I realize this is really content that's more appropriate for Dads Worldwide, but this just came in. This is fresh.
All right.
So in the group chat, guy that's the head of the sports thing or whatever was explaining, hey, we just had new wood floors installed in the gym. That had a weird effect that we didn't anticipate because now the goals that were installed are 4 inches lower than what the previous goals were because of the thickness of the wood floor that we did not account for. I don't know why, but they can't just adjust the goals. So they had to get new goals. And then they're not sure if the new goals are going to come in because of the, we've had the winter storm and all this stuff. So they're just saying, hey, this may be a thing, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know if I've ever commented in this. This is all of the parents, in the league and, or in the school that are on the team, all the players' parents. I don't know if I've ever commented in this chat ever at all, but I thought, hey, this is my time to shine. So I said, because they're all saying, hey,
that's usually the last thing you say before something stupid happens.
Hey, just reserve your judgment. Just let me share my comment. I'm just saying, I don't think I've ever commented here. And they've got this problem. Also, they said, hey, we need heavy machinery to come in to put up the new goals, blah, blah, blah. Like all these problems. And I just thought, I said, no, wait a second. I said, or you could just not tell anyone that the goals are lower and deny it if anyone asks. Not a single person commented except for one dad who I've never met. He just said, wow. And that was it. End of conversation.
How much money that saved?
Money, time, effort. I thought it was a really good suggestion.
And you know what? When people go to play at that court, that can dunk, they're going to be like, fuck, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
You just mysteriously gave them 4 inches that they didn't even know they had. So I thought it was a pretty damn good idea.
And you can't tell me that none of those guys in that goddamn chat have never lied about their dick size.
Or many other things.
Yeah. I mean, when I give someone 4 inches, never mind.
You gave it to him twice.
Twice. And
yeah,
maybe 3 times.
And they didn't notice any of the times.
Neither, any of them. Yeah.
So I thought I offered up a really good suggestion and I pretty much got ignored except for one sarcastic response.
It was a great suggestion.
Thank you.
Yeah, you tried. You tried.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I feel bad for you.
I'm just happy that you put in the effort. So I'm just.
That's
I
true.
You had the most logical argument out of anything there.
I mean, hey, miss your game on Friday. What do I care? I don't care. I gave you a solution that you could do right away for no money, just with no effort. Yeah, I'm an idea guy. That's what I am.
You are. You certainly are.
Thank you, Tony.
And a self-esteem booster.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for the support.
Absolutely. And with that, we will have Phil joining us here shortly. We have a couple of fun stories, but of course you can tell by the title, wouldn't it be nice? Obviously going to be talking about some of the recent controversies coming out of Minnesota. So
still coming out of Minnesota.
Yeah. Did you see, this is breaking news. Ilhan Omar was given like some kind of like town hall speech thing, and somebody came up and threw liquid at her face.
Oh my God.
Some unknown substance. She was fine. They chased whoever it was off and she went back to speaking, but it was like, yeah, like this goes, I did one of those big good bucking mornings or whatever. And I talked about how like you look at all these tragedies that have been happening lately. And it was because JD Vance's Secret Service guy was caught on a date with James O'Keefe's people, and they were like giving out the location of the president and the VP, and like they were sharing pictures of the planes and locations and all this shit. And I was like it made me really think in the moment, like how shitty is security? Like we're all we all think, oh fuck, Secret Service. I'm like, oh no, you can't. Really, is it that good? I don't think it is. Like Trump almost got assassinated twice. JD Vance's guys like giving shit to some random girl he just met at a bar. Charlie Kirk got shot because the guy didn't check the fucking stairwell. Like, come the fuck on. And then you have this Ilhan Omar thing where like it's obvious that like we think these people are protected. They're not.
Well, and they just stormed the Capitol and ended up outside of Tim Waltz's office.
Yeah.
Did you see that? So,
well, I worked I was deputized a U.S. Marshal for a weekend, and I worked the security for a G20 summit in it was Pittsburgh, I think, or Philly. I don't know, one of those. And the abridged version goes, I was in communications with Secret Service, so I was helping them run the radio room, that whole 9 yards. Well, I'm sitting there watching these two Secret Service agents talk over the radio, and at one point, someone's like, "The Eagle has landed," which means the president is on site. So they're like, "What? He's not supposed to be here by now." So they went back and forth. I swear to God, for 10 minutes, it was a complete false alarm. And then at one point, these guys in communications are talking on the radio and no one's answering. So I told him, I'm like, "You're on the wrong channel." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "You're on the wrong channel. You have to go up one." I said, "So those microphones have a way to change the channel on the mic itself." And he had bumped it when he was talking. So he was on completely the wrong channel. And they had treated me like shit earlier. So I wasn't telling. So I let him go for, I let him go for a good 5 to 10 minutes. That they were not speaking to the right guy. And I was just like, "Hey dudes, like, you're not on the right channel." What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like, "I got your radio right here. You're not coming through, and there's a reason for it." And he's like, "Beep," and then he went back to it, and he's talking in the channel. So, yeah, I don't know how often that is. I don't know how, but yeah, just judging from what I've experienced firsthand, and from all the crazy stuff that's happened in the last couple of years, I bet that's more common than we know.
Yeah, I feel like private security and Secret Service, like I think it's more of an illusion than actual security most of the time.
I mean, those guys. I mean, a lot of those guys and women are trained. I mean, the social.
Oh, I'm sure if somebody
are trained pretty hard, and if you get on,
I'm sure at a 9 scenarios out of 10, they would definitely kill the guy and fuck things up. But that 1 out of 10. I literally think it's like a 10% chance. Like that's like where my brain goes of like how big are these teams? And they're usually groups of 10 or less, especially with a private security detail. Like there's not that many people, and like each of them have their own specific job. Like when you like listen to these people break down what they're doing, they're like, "Oh, okay," but like where's the gap? And they have to trust like another unit or a different agency or somebody else, and like. Yeah, like the Charlie Kirk thing's a perfect example where he just trusted the local sheriff that said, "I got it," and then he never followed up. Like,
well, yeah, but his security team should have followed up. Like that was.
Oh, exactly. He shirked responsibility on that one.
Sure. And I had a friend who was on a presidential detail, and his job was, he had a pen in his shirt, and when he ignited the pen, it basically would melt hinges. So his deal was that his only job was extraction, and when extraction needed to happen, if they got to a door that they needed to get through, that was his job.
Did he have more than one pen? What if there's more than one door?
I don't know, but
wouldn't that be a bitch? I only brought one pen.
Damn it, we got one more hinge. But yeah, I mean, I imagine there's an A squad and a B squad, but then even the A squad has a jackass on it. You know, some guy who's, dad used to be a Secret Service agent and was really good at the job. And well, nepotism gets you so far in the federal government. Good old boys club gets you so far in the federal government. You know, it's not a meritocracy. I don't know.
We've all been in the workforce long enough. We know 9 out of 10 people are completely fucking worthless at their job.
Yeah, and the federal government's no different. Absolutely no different.
Yeah.
That surprises me. I would think most people in the federal government are super competent.
No. Come on. Come on.
You're saying no.
Okay. No. I can't even be sarcastic about that.
They meet a minimum standard, and that's what they do, and that's how they get in, and they stay that way. Again, I would say that people that are on presidential details would be cream of the crop. So I don't
until you see some pussy and then you start spilling the beans.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's what when I'm like, hey, there's always a Carl on one of those teams, I'm sure, where you're like, dude, shut up, dude. Like, stop, dude, stop. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I mean, there's some squared away guys for sure, but I mean, just like special ops teams and stuff like that. Look at that,
Yeah.
They're
Speaking of government competency, I got our first, it was a great segue into our first kind of throwaway story, but this was a funny one. Man successfully registers potato as silencer. Serial number Tate 001. That's the official serial number of what appears to be the first legally registered 9mm potato silencer, according to Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. It's registered to a man named Zach Clark, who said he pulled off the feat as an act of defiance against the NFA. In quotes, it's a good way to highlight to normal people that, like, yeah, this is dumb, Clark told the Reload. This whole law is kind of dumb. The spud suppressor may be the most remarkable result of NFA tax cut enacted at the beginning of the year as part of the President Donald Trump's one big beautiful bill, which made the cost of registering suppressors $0 and opened up the floodgates. The ATF saw more NFA electronic registration requests on New Year's Day than at any time in its history. The lower cost of compliance combined with the recently digitized process has made new kinds of suppressors, including disposable or even meme designs, more viable than ever. That's fantastic.
I feel like he left it on the table. Like he should have gone one letter more and called it Tater 001.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on, man. If you come on.
If you're going to go, you got to go all the way.
Go all the way, man. Or call it Tater Tot 001. I mean, why are you going Tate?
Or just Tot. So it does get better, sir. Clark went through the process of his potato design. He said he made sure to keep potatoes out of his house while he waited to hear back from the ATF. Quote, as of this moment, I have a serialized washer and I have the potato, but I haven't put it together, he told Reload. There's a manufacturing buffer on that from approval. You have to wait. Plus, that's the whole thing of like, what is your manufacturing intent? Does it count when you buy when you'll buy the potato? Is it having any potato in your house? Any potato products?
Potato chips.
He's yeah, exactly. He's mocking the law.
Can you get the extra large fries when you go through McDonald's?
And why not call it Spud 001?
Yeah. Come on, there's some.
He's dry humor. He's not improv witty.
Yeah, that's true.
He wouldn't make it on this stream, is what you're saying.
Nope.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's see. I thought there was another quote he had in here, but basically, he mocks the whole law about how the ATF has gone after people for whether it's like using a pillow as a silencer, like you see in the movies, and like a potato won't work, a pillow won't work. Like these things don't work, but anything that you're use with the intent.
A My Pillow won't just completely silence a fucking 45 Desert Eagle round. Come on, I've seen it.
I mean, it'll silence someone, but it won't silence a gun.
No, I see Mel Gibson.
With enough weight.
Come on.
But yes, hail to what's this guy's name? Zach Clark.
I'll say, careful where you go with that next.
Cheers to Zach Clark.
Yeah.
Way to go, sir.
That
made me happy.
Taking part in the registry, though. Come on.
Yeah, there's a picture of our potato gun with. So he put the serial number on the washer, and then, sticks a potato on there.
Good for one shot.
Maybe two.
Transferable.
Yeah,
depends on what ammunition you're using. Like,
I'm gonna say you've got to at least have a plan in place for when you ruin this one. Like,
well, yeah,
so you have to go through this process every time.
Got a 5-pound bag. No, the washer's sterilized. You just change the potato.
I was just making sure that's not a SIG P320.
Right.
That potato would have been destroyed by now.
It's not pop. It's not pop.
Somebody would be dead.
Yep.
There's a line right there. There are other people that have talked about submitting forms for pillows.
One is particularly funny because for the documentation, it's like a picture of Mike Lindell holding my pillow. Clark said people have submitted forms for Monster Energy cans. So there are definitely a lot of people that are going that angle. Trying to have fun while taking on the government is the best way to do it, he said. That's fantastic.
Hey, Nolan, Phil will be around shortly. There you go.
Phil.
So I guess this is hilarious. I love everything about this. It does just put on full display how ridiculous the entire process of going through the proper channels, whether it be firearms, firearm accessories, firearm add-ons, modifications, etc. Does anybody feel safer now knowing that this is a thing and this is real life? Like, does anybody feel safer because of this? Like, honestly, this just exposes the farce that it is. And whether you believe wholeheartedly in the Second Amendment or not, this is just fucking hilarious, because like this is one of those things, like, how many people want to do this, and finally somebody just does something so fucking stupid. Now, that being said, if somebody gets shot, especially in Minnesota, with a potato gun silencer, like this could be a big deal, folks. So
yeah, especially if it's not registered.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this could backfire.
Like, what would you name it? Like, if you were going to mass produce potato silencers?
Oh, for sure, the Spud silencer, the
silent Spud,
the
silent Spud.
Why stop with silencer? You could get the Tater trigger. You could get the
instant mash.
I was gonna go with something with mash too, like just instant.
you could get the fry. Mash. No, the fry millimeter round, obviously.
Yep. Oh yeah, that must smell good after you're done shooting it, right?
Bring the sour cream.
Because they break the sour
a little salt and cream.
Oh man, make a
chives.
Gotta peel out the lead.
See, I'm asking ChatGPT. Just
I was gonna say you use it. Yeah, I seen you go right to it.
Yeah.
The Spud muffler, the Yam
Spud.
Slammer. That sounds more like a porn name.
That's perfect. Oh my, no, that's gonna be my porn name.
Silent Russet.
Silent
mashed cap. So
Hater.
Stealth starch.
That's not bad.
Ooh.
Starch suppressor. Tactical tater.
Concealed
the Yam
casserole.
Jammer. That sounds like the Yam Jammer sounds like another porn reference. French fry firewall. I don't like that one.
No.
Unholy hash brown.
Well, it'd be very holy, actually.
That's so stupid.
That's pretty good. It's like, you know how it does that? He's like, if you want more, here's some redneck, here's some military, here's ones that take a DARPA grant. I'm like, oh Jesus, stop. That's enough.
No.
GBT
and went to Gemini.
I can just ask it for more porn related ones.
Well, we're not that desperate for content yet.
Not yet. We can come back to that if we need to.
Yeah. Obviously revisit.
I feel like that well's pretty deep. So
4 inches.
Yeah.
For sure 4 inches.
That's really deep.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
So anybody else catch themselves this week when they're about to say pretty good and immediately they go to the meme and you're like, ooh, too soon?
No, because I don't
know what you're talking about.
I
You haven't seen that meme yet?
I think it's been related.
No,
I've seen it.
Yeah, I turned it dark. Sorry.
Yeah,
But I was literally just thinking, oh, that was pretty good. But I was like, no, I'm not going to say that because that's weird. But I'm like, well, now I have to bring it up because now it's running through my head.
Yeah.
I won't say it.
And I'll segue us into the Minnesota stuff.
I was going to say that could have been a segue.
Show the meme.
I mean,
you've called attention to it. Now you have to show it.
Show me.
Well, it's just a picture of the girl that got killed the first time, and then the guy that got killed the other day. Her last name was good. His last name was. How do you pronounce his last name? It's not Pretty.
Ready? No.
Pretty is how they keep saying it. Yeah.
Pretty.
So yeah, that was a pretty insensitive meme. But I get it.
I did a pretty good job this week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my bosses have no idea what's going on in the world.
Right.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
my bosses are in the cabins in the woods, so there's no internet or nothing. So
that might be the ticket.
Yeah. There you go.
So if you've been living under a rock, another shooting in Minneapolis with they weren't ICE agents.
Is it really another, or is it just a continuation of the one long shooting? I don't even think. It's just speed bumps on the same marathon. All right.
It kind of feels
not
like
to
that.
sound insensitive or anything, but there's going to be more. Okay, there's going to be more. This is not going to be the end of it. They're not pulling out. This is going to be just a long list of this. Why?
It sounds like Trump's pulling out.
No, oh fuck. Oh yeah,
today.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like the "I'm gonna come" meme. I'm pretty sure he said he was pulling out today.
Yeah, whatever. I have zero interest in watching him stick to his guns when it comes to anything, because what he's saying, what he does, we've talked about this. It doesn't matter if it's a big or small thing. It changes with the wind. He'll say one thing one day, and then the next day it's a complete 180. So no, I'm not worried about that. And this isn't going to stop. It's not like they're just in one state. Okay. Minnesota just happens to be getting the most attention because it's a blue state.
Well, apparently it's the only one that has cameras on all the time. So
yeah, I'm sure that's it. Compared to what Texas, it's not even remotely close in terms of agents on the ground and how many actual deportations. It's not even remotely close. So no, I don't.
I saw a Facebook post from Maine today, so I guess that'll be the next hotspot.
You got a lot of illegals in Maine, do you?
Yeah, they have a bunch of Somalians actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, those are legal. They're business people.
They're refugees. Yeah.
Yeah, business people.
They're legitimate daycares. Brendan, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
They are also leering.
Yeah, they're leering.
They're leering.
Hey, I've got a suggestion that I want to run by you guys related to this whole thing. It's a little bit of judo. So I heard somebody suggest that why don't they instead of focusing on the blue states or the sanctuary states or cities, why don't you do the opposite and pull completely out of all those places, put all your energy into the places that support what they're doing, and redirect all the migrants to those cities and just overload them. Kind of like when back in the day when you wanted to make sure your kid didn't smoke, you made him smoke a whole pack of cigarettes in front of you. Just give them all of the migrants that they could possibly stand. Redirect all of the migrants, incentivize all the migrants to go to these sanctuary cities and states and just overwhelm them.
Kind of like they did with flying all the migrants into what was that?
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. They did the same thing in New York, right?
Yeah.
To a point. So when they came across the border,
it was funny watching the Martha Vineyard thing because all of those rich white ladies that were all like bleeding heart liberals were all of a sudden like, I care for them, but I don't want them here.
Yeah.
We don't actually have the room. What are you talking about? There's like 3 mansions down the road with
you got a 10-bedroom fucking mansion, lady.
A lot of places on Martha's Vineyards are vacation homes. They're not even their primary residences.
Yep.
So they're anyways. So what I'm suggesting is if they want all these migrants, give them all the migrants. and provide them no federal money, no federal support, no ICE, no DHS, nothing. Just let them have all of the migrants that they could possibly handle.
That
I'm
like
in favor.
There's several
in theory that's fine, but then there's no border control between states. So like,
no, but if
Well,
they go to a state that doesn't approve of that, then they can get arrested and they can get deported.
Correct.
But but they have to get caught. I mean, that's the only thing.
Well, I know, but if you make it public that if you come into X state, you're going to get harassed, arrested, and deported very swiftly. But if you go to these other states, we won't bother you at all. You can do whatever you want. It's kind of like during the Biden administration, they had a ton of incentives to incentivize immigration into the United States. So it wasn't just flooding across the border. They were also flying in, dozens and dozens of planes and thousands of people. And they're also providing a whole array of incentives for migration from a bunch of other countries to the United States. So if you advertise and you promote incentives to these very specific states that historically have labeled themselves as sanctuary states and sanctuary cities, and on the other hand, you made it very public that these other states, you're going to get watched like a hawk and you're going to get scooped up and sent out of the country, or better yet, scoop them up in the red states and just dump them over the border into the blue sanctuary state. I think if you get the word out, everybody's going to know which states are sanctuary and which ones aren't.
Oh yeah.
I think you're going to have very little people wandering into red states.
I tell you what, DoorDash service would be incredible.
Phil does offer a good point, and he will be on shortly. He says, "Chris, the Electoral College is why we don't do that," and that's actually a fair point. I used to be in my youth against the Electoral College because I was stupid, and now I'm not as stupid, but they're getting away with exactly that, and that was kind of the back and forth between what Ilhan Omar and JD Vance, I think, on Twitter this week, where she went on a rant. I can't remember the exact quote. She went on a rant. This isn't about deportation. It was always about the vote and this and that. And yeah, that's kind of what led to it. Yes, at the core of it. So she kind of said the quiet part out loud by accident, but she wouldn't do that because she's a really smart lady.
Yeah, but these blue states, you're not going to get red votes. I'm not. Well, you're just saying,
it's more about getting more representatives.
Oh, I see where it is.
Yeah. But like technically, depending on where they're at, they're already messing with the Electoral College.
That could be
because it's all population census. That's all it is.
Yeah, let me respond to that. So that's all based on the census, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the census, they don't just count citizens; they count any human that's living there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you combined it with an adjustment to census law where you only counted documented citizens as part of the census?
Show me your papers.
Yeah, that sounds like your first name's Adolf there. Wow.
Well, I mean, I've always said that this is a states' rights issue as far as non-immigrants go. I mean, as far as when it comes down to someone that,
as most issues should be.
Well,
right.
Yeah, of course. And the fact of the matter is, if you want to naturalize as a U.S. citizen, that's when the federal government takes control. But other than that, then it's really, if a state wants to accept these people and take them under their wing and pay for it, then and the federal government doesn't pay for it. Like the state actually pays for it. That is the part. So,
right.
I mean, there was I want to say, I can't remember if it was James Madison or what, but there was an essay that was called Alien Enemy, Alien Friend. And basically the essay, I'm probably going to butcher it, but basically the essay said that as long as an alien is here and being of moral turpitude, being a good quote unquote citizen, but just being a good person, doing work, not causing trouble, then they're allowed to be here. An alien enemy is any alien that is from a country that we're currently at war with or not friendly with. And that's as far as it should go. And the state should decide whether or not they want that person to be there. And they want to accept that person as a citizen of the state. And so I think I agree with Chris. I think that's a great idea. We go back to that, and that would fix a lot of things.
Yeah, so I'll make two important modifications. So first of all, I never understood why you would count non-citizens as part of the census, anyways. Especially If it's tied to voting, you can't count non-citizens. If
Yeah.
it's not tied to voting, then it doesn't matter who you count, right?
Right.
But you can't have one or you can't have both. So I would make two modifications, which we've mentioned, but I just want to be clear on it. One, you would only count documented citizens, actual citizens, no green card holders, no temporary citizens, only full-time documented citizens in the census. Secondly, any sanctuary state or city, let's just say you had a red state, but you had a sanctuary city. If you have a sanctuary city in your state, you get exactly $0 in federal funding. That's it. If you want federal dollars, you can't be a sanctuary city in a sanctuary state. I think if you do those two things, just like Brendan said, give them all the migrants they want. What difference does it make? Because at the end of the day, the way it's going to play out is they're not. That's why I made the cigarettes comparison. They're not going to want it. Basically, you make them eat. You basically make them live this policy that they claim that they want. But just like Martha's Vineyards, which was a micro example of that, none of these cities or states are going to want it if you overwhelm them with migrants. None of them.
No, and I get it. It's basic, it's basic management. You're creating friction points, and then you're creating incentives in the other direction to get the outcome you want. But and maybe I'm thinking too deep into this, just because how my brain works sometimes. Have you ever had the census people try to hunt you down because you didn't fill out the fucking form? Like, imagine how hard their fucking life is going to be every 10 years. Like, I had some bitch literally like calling and chasing me around town trying to find me because I hadn't. And I'm like, I'm not filling it out. I don't really fucking care. And then she showed up on my door and she's like, I will ask you the questions and I will write it for you. I'm like, okay. I was like, I'm just not writing on the fucking.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Now imagine she's got to go up to undocumented immigrants that probably don't speak a lick of English, chasing them around like a fucking YouTuber trying to expose fraud. They're gonna be freaking out.
That's probably what she voted for. So let her.
No, wait a second. Listen, if you become a naturalized U.S. citizen, then you are required to speak and read English. So if they speak no English, they cannot read English. There you go. Then they're non-citizens. Boom.
Dude, I know citizens that were born here that can't read or speak English.
Couldn't vote.
And the other thing is, I mean, isn't there incentive to be counted in the census if it affects voting in your state?
Dude, I'm in South Dakota. Dude, I'm not making a difference.
Yeah. You are in terms of South Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything, you make more of a difference than any of us.
Well, yeah, logically you'd think that, but like it's going to stay red for a long time. I'm good.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Until we start busing immigrants to South Dakota, like Chris wants to do.
Fucking Christy, Christy Nome. I'm sure she'll have something to say about that.
Well, when Gavin Newsom's
could you
president-
imagine if all of the Minnesota immigrants like migrated over to Sioux Falls? It's only 4 or 5 hours away. Oh my God, she would look so fucking stupid.
Oh,
she already looks pretty fucking stupid, but
thank you.
Yeah, she does stupid shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a bad run.
Shot a dog.
That
on
dog
TV
had it coming. It had it coming. All right?
Jesus.
Had rabies, I swear.
I swear her ghostwriter must have been like, are you sure you want to share this story? It's really good. No. Let's talk about this for a second. No, that's going to stay in there. No, just hear me out. Just hear me out. You killed the puppy.
Yeah. She has the exact same conversation with her publisher and she just powers right through it.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you people? This shows that I'm awesome.
There's no way this could be misperceived.
Not at all.
Who hasn't been there?
Who hasn't shot a bad dog?
Yeah.
What?
Imagine she walks in the room and goes, sit. And everybody just sits down.
Yeah.
They're like, shit.
This bitch about to pop off.
Literally.
I did love South Park mocking her with the whole all the episodes they did of like doing ice raids or doing different things. All of a sudden she'd be like, look out, she'd turn and there's some fucking puppy crossing the street. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. She just blow the shit out of it.
Ever sneak up on a gangster?
So, okay, anyway, let's get to the actual story. We'll talk about Alex. Again, how do you pronounce his last name? It's not Pretty. It's
Pretty.
Pretty. So Alex Pretty. So obviously, if you haven't seen the video yet, it's all over X. We'll go through a little bit of the video on here. So if you've been living under a rock, there was confrontation between a few people on the street. They're it wasn't ICE, it was CBP, Customs Border Patrol, were I guess issuing a warrant on somebody, whatever. And there was some confrontation, some yelling on the street. CBP agent comes over, shoves some lady on the ground. Alex steps in the way. Then pepper spray comes out, becomes a scuffle. He gets thrown on the ground. Several agents surround him. Some are punching him and beating him. Some just doing the knee on him, holding him down. One walks up, sees a firearm in his waist on his back. He reaches down. You hear somebody say, "Gun, gun, gun." He pulls it out. We're not sure if he's the one that said that or not, but you also see the officer next to him hear the gun, 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 and he starts drawing his firearm almost simultaneously. The one who draws out Pretty's gun starts to walk away, holding it out kind of at a backwards angle like this behind him. In one video, it appears it may have gone off. It really does look like it went off.
It does.
And it goes with the sound, everything. It looks like that firearm went off as he's walking away from the scuffle. The other officers, hearing the gunshot, hearing gun, 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 there's about a 1.5 second pause, and then boom, 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 boom. They gun this guy down. Now, the original video that comes out, it moved very quick. Nobody knows what's going on. And we are all left with this like, holy crap, what the hell was that? And again, like, it's one of those, you have to wait for more. We saw this happen with the girl, 2-3 weeks ago. Same thing. We got to see more. You can't just go off that first viral emotional, like, and people use these as political footballs. And Phil, I see Phil has just joined us. Bill would definitely agree. This turned into a political football, and a very useful one, unfortunately. When a guy died, unfortunately, probably shouldn't happen. We can go through our opinions on how we think it happened, and then we can go through some of the facts of it and some of the video. But that's what we're talking about for the foreseeable future. But as we get into that, welcome, Phil.
Well, thank you, Chicken. Welcome, all of you wonderful gentlemen this evening. It is I, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, one handsome man, if I do say so myself, servant of Christ and lover of creation extraordinaire, here to now make this the most important podcast ever. Okay, what you are now seeing now with my presence has made this the most important podcast in history that you will ever see. I'm also real modest too. Your King of Extreme, Phil, KOE. You can find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter, folks. That is where you can find me and all of your great KOE content. And we are now here talking about football, but not your NFL, not your college football, like Chicken mentioned, political football, where people's lives are now used to get yardage on the field, where people's lives are now pawns in games, and unfortunately where people's lives are now the bloody shirts that people wave to get the policies they want enacted. That's where we are in this year of our Lord 2026, folks. It's a pleasure to be here, all of y'all, and let's get right into it.
So, Phil, you said it was the best because you were here, the most important because you were here, but you missed out on the Yam Slammer and the Yam Jammer. That was.
Oh, I heard. Tony, wasn't that your nickname in college?
No, it was pre-college.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'd moved on.
Moved on.
I've grown.
Yeah,
it's like a indie guy leaving an old wrestling gimmick behind.
Yeah. I was a cucumber commando after high school.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I don't know if I
thought you asked me never to bring that part of your life up ever again.
Let's not talk about it.
Well,
let's
save
that for.
We're
how deep
in
that well goes, but
the land. I just gotta say, the last few weeks would just be a great time to be living in Minnesota. Okay, it's been -40, and all of the bad news is coming from your it would be kind of tough to be a Minnesotan in this moment. Like, it's like,
and the
oh,
Vikings finished last in their division. I mean, what a terrible time.
Oh yeah, that's what we were all thinking.
Insult to injury.
Yeah.
Well, I picked them to win the division, so
that was stupid.
That was
your fault.
It is my fault.
I'll be honest with you. The thing that kind of annoys me about this is I am kind of seeing it's this weird inverse doppelganger of like this person here and Renee Good, and then on the other side Ashley Babbitt and Charlie Kirk. It's this weird, like, one side is a little too happy to see this on the other side as some sort of liberal penance or conservative penance to be paid for what's happened. And I really, unfortunately, these people have been disappeared. Okay, we don't know what these people really thought about anything. They're just being used, like I said, as the bloody shirt to wave. And so this guy, we're about to get into what happened here, but Chicken, why don't you give us some context what we're looking at here.
So we can go back and watch the other video of how the scuffle started, because that'll probably come up in the conversation of like, how did this even come? Yeah, how did this come about? But I'm going to start with this one as like in the midst of the scuffle, because I think this is the part that, I think you have to determine this piece of why did the shooting happen. We can talk about the scuffle and what led to it, but why did the shooting happen is probably the most important, because that's how the life was lost, right? So I'm going to avoid audio. I'm going to, because all the whistling, all the whistles, all the craziness, like, and that's something we can talk about in here too, of like, because there's only certain things you hear in these videos. You hear clearly somebody yell gun, 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 but you can't hear anything else because the whistles are so loud. And Brendan, you being a former federal agent yourself, like, I'm assuming when you'd pull the gun off of somebody that was armed, you would alert the people around you that it's clear and you've disarmed him. I assume that's like typical protocol.
Yeah, ideally, but it's, I mean, with a high adrenaline situation like that, there's no telling that everyone's going to hear like guns clear, like,
and with all the whistles, if he did do it, you have no clue.
Yeah. Well, how do you know? I was about to say, like, because at least one of these angles, like, you could just mute it, because here's my impression of at least one of these angles I've seen. Like the person behind, like, I just can't help but think, like, thank God there is a woman here to scream hysterically while this is all happening. Thank God that she was there to scream as hysterically as possible right into her phone.
Well, it was douched with pepper spray.
Possible.
Yeah.
So the original two people in the scuffle are over here on the left. They're separated. He is down on the ground. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 agents, and this guy here, it looks like with the sunglasses and kind of, maybe it's like a red bill hat. I believe he's the one that's gonna disarm him. He's grabbing his legs right now. So this guy is the one that eventually draws his pistol. Again, they're still scuffling. One guy's actually like trying to smack him and beat him. They got a can of, there's the, I believe the pepper spray they were using. I don't know if you can see it on this angle, but I believe you can actually see them throwing the magazines to the side as well of his pistol.
He had 2 full magazines to the pistol, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 extra full magazines.
Yeah.
Wow.
So still scuffling with him. And he's resisting. But
how can
I mean,
you call clear if you don't know if that's the only gun he has?
I'm sorry, what?
What's that?
How can you call clear if you pull one gun, but you can't call clear because you don't know if he has multiple guns?
Well, I'm just saying he identified one gun and then he took it. That's just where my brain went. And you might be right. I don't know.
Got it.
But what happens is either the misfire or the accidental discharge, which we'll get to here in a second. So you can see here he's got his hand on the back of his pants. That's where his pistol was. And about this time is when he yells gun, gun, gun. So you see him, hears him say gun, gun, gun. He's still reaching in the back of his pants there.
We talk about
These
the guy
guys
on
are
the
still
ground that they're
fighting.
wrestling. Is he reaching or is the officer
No,
reaching?
the agent is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So all these guys hear gun, gun, gun. You can see all of them lift their head and look. They're like, what? You can see that immediate reaction because they're all fighting him. And then you hear gun, gun, gun. They all stop and look up like, where? What the fuck are you talking about? And then that guy starts to draw. Meanwhile, this guy back here is actually disarming. He gets the gun out of the holster and he's going to walk away. So you can't see the gun necessarily yet. As he's running away, this is where, about that time, the guy that's running away, that gun appears to go off. So this is him running away on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Oh no, a SIG P320 again. Oh
yeah,
no.
and you can see that slide move right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my God. Now,
Where
does it look
it
like
is
it's
back right there? It
Okay.
is a SIG P320. They confirmed it in the news. You hear the sound that goes right with it too. Right when that movement happens.
So either dummy had his finger on the trigger.
Yeah, that was my question.
Could have been.
Or the gun just went off. So, and unfortunately with a SIG P320, there's a non-0% chance of either.
Yep.
Now, if it was just dummy with his finger on the trigger, oof, that man's death is on that man's soul.
Now, so my argument, like, because all I seen in the first, I get like the first video, the first couple days, you know, the information's still slowly coming out, and I'd see people going, "This is an execution. This is unacceptable," and they're all like wanting to, like, I felt like we were in the Salem witch trials where they wanted to go fucking find this guy and go hang him up on a tree, and it was like, hold the fuck on, hold on, you don't know anything yet. Hold the fuck on. And I literally, I got into arguments with a few people online. I have lost Facebook friends, possibly family on my Facebook friend list, which was kind of funny. And then I started getting, after about 2 days, I was finally done. And that's when I started calling people retards. We'll get to that. But first couple days, I was like, hey, like, you haven't watched all the video yet. With that evidence, it's pretty clear that this is a long series of unfortunate events that escalated beyond anybody's expectations, whether anybody needs to be investigated or go to jail or whatever. Like, it's reasonable to think that those cops heard gun, 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 heard a gunshot go off, did not know what was going on, and feared for their life. I think that's a reasonable expectation to, or to be charitable in this moment right now, unless more facts come out saying otherwise. I don't see how you can. It doesn't mean it's moral, doesn't mean it's okay. It just means that, hey, just like the good situation, shit happens.
Now, I'm curious, Brendan, because you have some experience in this area. This was some advice that I actually received from an old Nebraska State trooper. I won't say his name, but there's a couple of folks here who probably even know his name. Nice old timer. And he said that, well, Phil, whenever you get pulled over by the police, you're going to be put through a test. And there's going to be a lot of tests, but the big one, the most important one, and this is where a lot of people are getting it wrong with these is the attitude test. If you start shooting me some attitude, there's a good chance you're going away with nickel jewelry. Okay. But like, there's been instances where I was less than stellar, let's just say, but I never failed the attitude test, and officer still sent me on my way. So I'm curious, Brendan, when you see this, am I far off on the attitude test when it comes to law enforcement? And I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that.
No, I mean, you're definitely not at all far off, and of course, especially with this type of situation, agents are never, or officers are never going to meet force with the same exact force. They're going to escalate. That's just the way it goes. You're not. They're gonna try to overwhelm you with force. That's how it is.
That's kind of the job of being a government. Is
Unfortunately,
to just overwhelm you with force. That's.
Yep. But you're not gonna. Again, you're not gonna win a fight by just matching.
Well, I don't know the validity, but I saw today. Apparently, this guy was making it kind of routine to go to these get-togethers, these protests, and kind of become a nuisance. Apparently, something about he'd gotten into a scuffle like a week or two ago with some ICE agents. So apparently this wasn't
broke a
anything
rib.
new. Yeah, had a
Right.
broken rib from it. So
Yeah, but
obviously the attitude test doesn't.
Okay, but
he's not passing it. if
taking
that's
that
true.
away, like
They did. Obviously, these people didn't know that.
yeah, and even if they did, that doesn't give you the right. Like I think
Right.
the beginning of this video shows a lot on how this escalated, and I do think that agent who escalated it the way he did, he should be in a lot of trouble. He's a piece of shit, and he's the responsible for the death, because the way that escalated was because of that agent, and he was wrong.
My only issue with that, I felt that same way, Brandon. And then we saw, and maybe this hasn't been widely circulated, but you see a car recording as they're driving by earlier than this incident. We don't know if it's 5, 10, 15 minutes or 30 seconds, but it's prior to this escalation happening. And you see him and another agent in each other's faces. So there was prior dialogue between him and these agents, and we don't know what was said. We don't know like how, like I get it, like I try to put myself in a being as charitable as possible. I'm not a big cop fan. I don't like authority at all, but I'm being as charitable as possible. If I'm a custom border patrol agent and I am serving a warrant on a guy who knows what he's done, raping people, murdering people, I don't fucking know, you name it, but it's probably a dangerous person that doesn't want me to catch him, that will probably try to take my life if I try to remove him. I have to think that way in order to make sure I go home safe to my wife and kids. So I'm in the middle of that, and I have some fucking douchebag over here blowing a whistle and 2 girls screaming and yelling and recording me and screaming and yelling at me and honking their horns. It's frustrating. Now I get, like, I'm supposed to be a professional. I'm not supposed to get flustered. I understand that.
Yep.
But if I have somebody continuously interrupting, blocking roads, or coming up and getting in my face while we're trying to secure a scene or something, like, I get where a normal human that's not put into that situation, trained or not trained, will get frustrated. Like, I can see it happening. Like, I don't like, we said it earlier, 9 out of 10 people are not good at their job.
Yep. Well, I mean, I agree with you, but again, it comes to that whole higher standard part. Like, this is supposed to be a trained individual who's dealing with angry people.
Charlie Kirk also wasn't supposed to get shot. So
yeah, and they've been dealing with these people for how long? I mean, they've been in Minnesota for how long? They've been dealing with this shit for how long? And all the videos that I saw, Alex may have been a pain in the ass on another day, but that day he was standing far away from them and not. I mean, maybe he was saying shit to them, but you know what? Getting talk shit to them doesn't get you pepper sprayed. Like, he was far enough away from them where he was not impeding them. They could do whatever they needed to do. That agent walked over, pushed that woman onto the sidewalk, and started pepper spraying her. And then he stepped in, and then he got pepper sprayed, and then that's when they jumped him. So, and then that same agent was punching him in the face with a pepper spray canister. Not okay.
Yeah,
that
was kind of excessive, I thought.
Extremely
Yeah,
excessive.
I thought he was getting pistol whipped, but it was a canister.
No, it was a canister of pepper spray. Yeah.
Ew.
So I'm saying, like, that agent alone, I think, really, if anyone gets in trouble for this, it should be that guy. He was out of control. So I don't. It doesn't. I don't love saying that. I mean, I was a Border Patrol agent. I did it for 9 years. I was proud to be a Border Patrol agent. But when I see shit like that, it disturbs me. It really does. Now you're correct when you policy, right? Policy when you're arresting somebody, especially with a partner, you see a gun, you notify everyone in the situation. Even if you're not arresting them, even if you just see a gun on a person, you notify the other agent, the other officers involved that there's a gun on the person, because everyone needs to be ready, because we have no idea what's happening with this. So I think your assertion that that when he pulled that gun and he shot it into the ground, that was everyone thinking like, oh shit, he's got a hold of that gun and he's shooting. Because even if he yelled, I got it, it's clear, whatever, which I don't think he did, but even if he did, like, again, high stress situations, you're wrestling with a dude, you and two other guys are wrestling with a guy, and you heard gun earlier. I mean, like, come on, like I doubt that that's going to register in your brain. So I really, it sucks that he died, and I understand why they shot him. I'm not saying they're right to do it, but I understand why it happened, because that's kind of how they're taught. This is how they're trained. But I think the initial encounter, and I think that was really piss poor. And I don't really care how he acted before. I care how it happened, in this incident. My wife and I were talking earlier, and people are like victim shaming this guy, and talking about his past and stuff like that. And to me, that just doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is even a few seconds after the initial, initial contact happened, but he was
he pushes her on the sidewalk. He goes, "Hey, don't do that," and then he started getting sprayed. She gets sprayed there, and then pushed, and then
he just unloads that can on the dude. Yep.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please.
This is the first time that I've seen all these videos slowed down in this much detail, and so what I'm seeing is that okay. So he's down on the ground, and we counted the agents. What is it? It's at least 3 that are kind of on top of him. Do I get that count right?
At the beginning, there's one that's kind of escalating this, and it quickly turns to like 6 or 7.
But when he's down on the ground,
there's like 5 of them on top of him. Yeah.
Okay, let's just say there's 4, 5, whatever. So he's down on the ground. He's one man, and there's 4 or 5 agents that are on top of him in one form or another, right? A couple of them are hitting him, whatever. One guy grabs the gun. Is it reasonable to think that they thought that he's the one that got a hold of a gun and fired off gunshots when he's covered up by 4 guys? Is that even a reasonable? That seems completely unreasonable to me.
If they don't have control of him, they're just kind of on top of him, and you don't have control of his hands. And there's a saying in law enforcement: hands kill. If you don't have control of the hands, you don't know.
Well, if you've got multiple people with multiple perspectives in a high tense situation like that, and Chris, you brought this up earlier, where you don't know if that's the only weapon on him, even if you have secured one gun.
Okay, but that's fair. But then my follow-up question is how long does it take for 4 guys to neutralize one guy?
It's not as easy as you think if someone's fighting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 grown men against one grown man?
If the goal is to not kill the person, yes.
Yeah, it's not as easy as you think it would be.
And then unfortunately that was the result anyway.
I mean, I'm asking because I don't know. I don't have any of your backgrounds or experience. I haven't examined these videos.
Think about the cornered fox mentality. Like it's highly dangerous in that situation, and you're kind of at the person's mercy because you don't know what they're capable of. It's
here's where you see the magazine pop out right where my cursor is. Here, here. It just popped out right there on the ground.
Somebody just grab it.
Looks like that guy just grabbed it.
And then I think the other way that I look at this whole thing is, and
there's another magazine just popped out.
I mean, we're arguing about whether or not it's lawful for any of these people to be down there protesting or whatever you want to say that they were doing. But the fact of the matter is if he wasn't there, he wouldn't be dead. It's the same thing with Renee.
Right, and I think that's important. Yeah, and it's his right to be there, and that's the double-edged sword of it.
I'm not arguing if it's his right to be there.
Right.
I'm saying he chose to be there, If he chose to not be there, he would not be dead.
Absolutely. And
so
that's the double-edged sword.
Like, here's what frustrated me today and yesterday, hearing like the Kash Patels and Christy Noam, like, you shouldn't show up to a protest with a gun. Fuck you. First off,
okay.
Two, like what should have been said. Here's the responsible gun owner approach to bringing a gun to a protest. Don't put yourself in a situation that you would have to use it. That's like, being a responsible gun owner is about a couple of things. Well, one, the Second Amendment is there to protect you from the fucking government. So yeah, bring your fucking gun to a protest. I have no problem with that.
Same.
That is literally what the Second Amendment's for. Number two, though, if you're a responsible gun owner, you're not in a civil war, and you don't think that the government's just running around like the Gestapo and actually shooting people in the head, because that's obviously not fucking happening. And maybe you don't like what they're doing and you want your voice to be heard. Do not put yourself in a circumstance to where you would have to draw your weapon or they would have to draw theirs. Like, just do not put yourself in that situation if you're packing.
I don't think he did.
He walked in. So when that officer came across the street, he was pushing two other females, right?
Yeah, he pushed that. The females were backing up, and
then he got in front of that officer.
And he pushed.
I'm sorry, that if he made a mistake, that's the mistake he made, in my opinion.
Maybe, but not really. I mean, that's not enough. That's not enough to get arrested. What did you do? You stepped in front of them, and then you got doused with pepper spray. Then the agent could have walked away.
I know,
because
Brendan,
you see over here, the shoving's going on in the street.
Anyone else been pepper sprayed?
Shoving in the street.
On the panel, I'm asking you if you've been pepper sprayed.
No, I've never been pepper sprayed.
I suggest you try. It's awful. It is horrific. And I'm telling you straight up, that guy got doused. He was going to be useless. He was not going to do anything. He was not going to go for his gun. None of that.
Yeah, and I think he was actually confused, because you see him grab the girl instead of the officer.
Yeah,
like, if he was going to fight back, I think he was
just protecting. He was just protecting the woman because that officer was being a douche. So
it looks like he violently grabbed that girl, though. Like, thinking
I know, but
she was.
We're all doing a little bit of mind reading. We don't really.
Yeah,
know.
I know. It's weird. Yeah, it is.
Here's the thing, Brendan. Hang on a second. Here's the thing. Is I'm gonna lean a little bit towards what Chicken just said. He absolutely inserted himself into that situation.
Right here he did. He gets in front of the officer.
Yeah, he inserted himself into that situation,
and I'm sure he meant well.
Okay, but then again, what did he do that was worthy of one being arrested, or two being shot? Like neither one of
morally neither. Legally
legally nothing.
If that cop was going to detain that girl for doing anything, and you get in front of him, like, I'm sorry, you're like,
nope.
And you're armed.
I'm telling you straight up, he wasn't going to, because there was nothing that he could have arrested that female for, not for a federal crime, and that's the only statute that he can do it under.
All right, hang on a second. So I'm not going to argue. I wouldn't argue from the perspective. I will not argue from the position of whether or not he legally, or either one of them, the woman or him. To me, it's not an aspect of law. To me, it's an aspect of, do you want to stay alive? So if you're going to go insert yourself in that situation, I don't care about morals. I don't care about the law. I'm saying, do you want to stay alive or not stay alive? And if you want to risk getting killed, insert yourself into that situation. If you want to avoid that possibility, don't do that. And I'm not saying who did the right thing or the wrong thing, this officer, that officer, him, the girl, whatever. I'm not saying about any of that. I'm just saying that's like saying, hey, if I'm crossing the street at the crosswalk, and I've got the
course we can all say,
and I have the right to walk on that crosswalk, right? And cars speed past there all the time, and I'm like, no, this is where I'm allowed to legally walk here. Well, that's true, but if you don't want to get hit by a speeding car, then you don't walk out in front of the street, even if it's a crosswalk. So if he wants to stay alive and avoid the possibility, then don't involve yourself in that situation.
It's the create your own luck scenario, right? You put yourself into positions to be more lucky. You buy a Powerball ticket to win the lottery. Or if you want to get struck by lightning, you grab a fucking metal pole and stand on a tall hill.
Correct. Right. So, I mean, we can argue all of these other points from these other perspectives. To me, it's, if he never drove down there, or if he just stood there passively and just watched the events unfold, filmed it on his camera phone, he'd still be alive.
Speculation, but yes, most likely yes.
Not
but the fact that
if he did not drive down there,
because it happened, he died. He went there and he inserted himself in the situation, and now we're
Correct.
discussing the situation. We can all say, well, what if he didn't do that, or he probably shouldn't have done that, but he did do it. And the fact of the matter is he shouldn't have died, because those agents, at least that first one, was super aggressive. And what were they going to arrest him for? Impeding the other officer from just dousing that woman with and pushing her down to the ground more and dousing her with more pepper spray? I'm sorry, I'm not taking the cops' fucking position on this one. I'm sorry, he's fucking wrong.
I'm not taking that. I mean, on those points, I agree with you. But a woman was just shot by doing the exact same thing a week ago.
Not the exact same thing.
No.
At least
Yeah.
she
Hang on.
had. At least we can argue that she had a weapon pointed at the agent.
Hang on a second.
Whereas this is not the case.
What I mean by saying that is that she didn't need to be there either. She wasn't out running.
Okay, right.
Hey, but then we're what ifing again. Like
No, there's no what if. If they would have
Yes,
stayed the
the
fuck home and
situ-
stayed on their couch, they wouldn't be dead. That's my point. That's my only point. If you want to dissect it, I'm probably going to agree with you. I've agreed with you on all of these points. My point is if you're not there, you're not dead. Those two, it just happened a week ago, and it's probably going to happen a week from now. So how stupid are these people?
It's stubbornness. It's not stupidity. It's martyrdom, because now we're glorifying it, and it goes same with school shootings. We glorify it in the media, and now it inspires others to go do the
Be a
same.
leftist martyr.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is.
Can I put a break in this for a slight bit of comedy for those that know some famous comedians?
Sure.
This was my favorite Twitter post.
Oh God.
Rest now, Alex Preddy.
What does it say?
Rest now, Alex Preddy. We have the watch, and I will see you in Valhalla.
Oh my
I don't
God.
get it.
It's not Alex Preddy.
Yeah, that's
One of
Ari
Joe
Shaffir.
Rogan's buddies.
Sorry, that one did make me laugh when I saw it right away. I was like, "Holy!"
So, okay, I think we've gone this far with it. It's vital at this point to make the comparison, because I've seen it popping up a lot over the last couple of days, and I would love to hear the input on why this is different than a Kyle Rittenhouse situation.
Oh, fuck. It's way different.
Oh, it's incredibly different.
Incredibly different.
But if you look at it on a surface level, the case can be made that it is a similar situation where somebody went with a firearm to a bit of a rowdy protest of sorts and insert himself into the situation. Now,
Kyle
obviously,
Rittenhouse was
Kyle
attacked
Rittenhouse didn't get
multiple
blown
times.
away. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Kyle Rittenhouse was attacked multiple times and defended himself. Luckily, like a kid with no training or experience was able to ward off all of those fucking threats, turns himself in while trying to protect his community, when his community was a lawless fucking hellhole. That, like, remember Chaz, Chop, and all that shit?
Yeah.
This isn't Chaz and Chop. This isn't the same scenario that he was going through.
That's important.
And
because
this
this is not with Kyle Rittenhouse. It wasn't ICE or federal agents. It was
protesters attacking him.
No, it was rioting. It was people rioting under the guise of a protest.
And he was asked to be there to help protect property from a specific with a specific person actually asked him to be there.
And I think he has just a right to be there, as Alex Preddy had a right to be where he was.
Correct.
Totally different circumstances.
I would say, the circumstances. It's not a one-for-one parallel.
No,
I think we'll all
absolutely
admit
not.
that, because, like,
Not even
the big thing is Kyle Rittenhouse was attacked by people who were definitively not uniformed and announced agents of the state.
They were complete opposite of that.
Yeah, you couldn't be more
Yeah.
opposite of that. And so, like, there is some points where the comparison doesn't quite work, but I always think it's very weird that we do this because there's one whataboutism that I saw today, which it did sting a little true, but it's still just like, man, why is it that we do this with the political football? Like Laken Riley, apparently she was in the medical field, and like nobody really made a big deal for her. I think she was the lady that was killed by the illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were people calling to let that guy go. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, Laken Riley
There's
was a
even
nurse
the-
too. There's 0 Democrats protesting in the streets for her. Now
I
that
have to look
sounds
this
like kind of a. I saw that, read that on Twitter. Now I know that sounds like kind of a gross whataboutism because like I don't like the fact that we keep like trying to. I don't know what you'd even call it, like
calling out
dueling deaths.
Like, no, it's your hypocrisy. No, it's your hypocrisy. No, your hypocrisy. It's just like a constant tally.
And yeah, but I've noticed that the outrage. There's been some commentators that have made a very interesting case. Like, when there was the Trump 2028 meme that was going around for a while, and I still think it's hilarious. I love how some people just absolutely lose it. But, when you look at all this and the fact that that these protests are being funded by NGOs, that the money will eventually come back to Democrat operatives in one way, shape, or another, you really could make the argument that there never really was a peaceful transference of power. The Democrats are trying to oppose Trump at every level, in every way, legal, or we'll probably find out in years to come otherwise. And so, yeah, there really never was a peaceful transference of power. So the people that make the argument, now I think we'd be much better off with JD Vance in 2028, but that's just me. But yeah, when people talk about the peaceful transference of power and is Trump going to transfer, peaceful power was never even transferred to him because of the Democrats. So I don't even know what they're talking about with that.
Yeah, I can't find the lady's name, but there was also Roseanne Boyland on January 6th. This is one you don't ever hear about. But she had a Capitol police officer literally beating her while she's on the ground, like dying, beating the shit out of her with her nightstick, and then loses it and then starts hitting her again with something else. And then they ruled her death a drug overdose. Well, it's all on video.
Of course it was. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Kyle Rittenhouse live relative to where he drove to participate?
Like 20 minutes away.
I thought it was like an hour.
Where his mom drove him. Let's be
yeah. Whatever. It wasn't that far away.
No, not the
how far did he travel?
Lines.
How far did he travel from where he lived to where he participated or where he got involved?
Oh wait, no, he used to live 20 minutes away.
Right.
But yeah, he did have to travel an hour, but he used to live.
No, he had
in
to cross state
vicinity.
border with the firearm, did he not?
Yeah, I thought he crossed the state border.
No, not with the firearm. Someone gave
firearm was already there.
It was there. Okay.
Yeah, the Kyle Rittenhouse case, the last time that physical borders were very important to a leftist.
Very physical.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, boy, that was an important gig.
I guess I would judge the Kyle Rittenhouse thing by the same standard I judge these other situations, is that he didn't have to be there either. They weren't riding on his street or in his neighborhood. He drove an hour to get there.
Yeah, and that's my thing. On the surface level,
we have freedom of assembly, though.
Right.
I know, but my point is,
exercise of liberty or freedom doesn't mean you have to have a good reason to do so.
I'm not arguing any of those points.
Don't go anywhere and don't do anything, and you'll be fine.
You
Stay in your home, citizens. COVID era 2.0.
Just don't go anywhere.
Sorry, Chris, but that's a tough one. Don't go anywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. I've even advised my own kid.
Phil,
I've even told my own kid, like, don't go to a
things.
protest.
Don't get involved in this bullshit. I go lots of places to do lots of things all the time. I've never come anywhere close to being involved in a situation anything like this. And some of these incidences have happened in my city. Have I ever come anywhere near them? No, I haven't. You play.
No, you'd rather self-mutilate with conveyor belt sushi.
So there's Kenosha, Wisconsin. Here's the state line. And then Antioch is where Kyle Rittenhouse lived at the time when he went. So he just across the border.
This is just a right wing and a left wing examples of play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Right.
No, that's
these
fair.
things have
I like
happened
that.
Except the right wing guy didn't lose.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, still, he really. I mean, he went to prison. So, I mean. Did he win? Was that a winning outcome for Kyle Rittenhouse? How's his life these days as a result? I'm just saying, like I've lived my whole life. I lived my whole life. I haven't gotten involved in any of these situations. I go lots of places, do lots of things.
No,
he's actually doing fine.
Yeah, Rittenhouse.
Well, except for the meme of him crying all over the internet.
Well,
Whatever.
Yeah, but come on.
You understand the point that I'm making? Like,
no, I totally understand the point. It's and you're
Well,
not wrong.
I remember when Kyle Rittenhouse thing happened, he got put on trial, and I was like, the most tragic thing is not only the lives lost, but like the people that had to fucking kill people. Like, nobody really thinks about this humanely. And thinks about like what's the people don't look for truth versus false. They look for us versus them, and it's so fucking apparent. There's this horrible reaction that especially on social media, anybody who's on social media, it's always an us versus them thing instead of what's true versus false. That's gone now today. Like it is a very small amount of people that I see. I don't know what you guys see on Facebook, but I'll like scroll through and I'm like, oh, that person is being retarded. That person's being retarded. And it's just over and over and over again of just dumb shit that they actually don't know anything about. And they're trying to opine on something that they literally don't fucking know. And it's so easy. Like I did it to one of my cousins. I kind of felt like a dick about it, but was opining on this and like was dead set that this guy was killed by the Gestapo and this whole thing is a fucking whole Nazi, and he's a lefty libertarian, but he's a libertarian. The whole family's like libertarian-esque. But he swore up and down that this was an execution. I was like, no, it's not an execution. I was super calm. I was super nice. It was like within hours of the shooting. It was super nice. And I said, wait 48 hours and you're going to find a whole bunch more facts and a whole bunch more video and your opinion will evolve, or you're going to be stuck in your belief and you're not going to change your mind. And then we'll revisit it. Within 24 hours, all this video comes out and I fucking posted all the video clips and was like, watch, I was right. You're going to find out that this has got way more context to it. And, just saying that this was just awful and evil orange man bad is a dumb way to take it. And he was like, is this your truth? No, it's the fucking truth. It is I'm sorry, you can't determine when watching the video. I go, did you watch the fucking video? And so what it was, and he got uncomfortable. This is the cognitive dissonance thing. Phil and I have talked about this several times, where when people fucking are put into a place and seeing something so fucking uncomfortable that goes against their belief, like he fought back still, knowing I was right. Instead of going, oh, fuck, man, I need to change my opinion on this. He fucking still fought me. And then his mom got in and told me I need to stop saying retard. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not the problem right now.
Whenever real world data does not conform to preconceived notions or ideas, that will cause a very uncomfortable amount of cognitive dissonance within any person. And so politics, it happens a lot. And so you got to be able to see it in yourself and know when you're experiencing it in yourself, and it makes it a lot easier to see it when it's happening to other people.
And just don't be married to your ideas. Holy shit, I think that's the biggest thing. People get so fucking married to the us versus them thing. Just doing that, divorce yourself from us versus them. Fuck, it's so freeing.
Well, it's kind of like my brother said this, and I thought it was very good advice, because we had a guy that used to work for us on the farm for years that when the Nebraska Cornhuskers lost a football game, his family knew to just leave him alone because he was in a bad mood for the rest of the day. And my brother always said, you know, Phil, like your sports, love your family. And it's kind of the same. Love your family like your politics, okay? Like if people's familial, like if you ain't talked to some aunt because of politics, I think y'all are taking it maybe a little too seriously. Unfortunately, we kind of forgot the fact that no matter who wins, we're still all going to be each other's countrymen no matter what. It's kind of funny. It's like the lefties thought that like defeating Trump in 2020, winky face, was going to like just make MAGA just disappear, and they were all just going to like just turn into ether and just vaporize and be gone forever. Like, no, they're gonna come back, and they're going to vote in numbers in the necessary swing districts to the point where you can't go over the voter rolls and find the people who didn't bother to vote that day and use that to fill in the gaps of swing. So you can have a good, fair election. Yeah.
If you zoom out enough, aren't they just sowing a bunch of division and chaos, and we're all falling for it?
Yes.
Well, I think that's probably the most important thing I've learned from this whole thing. Cause like, again, like just the way my brain works, I like always take everything and work it backwards of like, where did this fucking start?
Right.
And like, it does kind of start with the state and local law enforcement not assisting. And that's what created a lot of the tension. And then the Somali fraud, and they were like, fuck it. And then, so that was the right political party using the political football before anybody had died. They were like, oh, Somali fraud, and they're not trying to help us. Fuck it. Let's swarm this place. We know we're going to have a heyday here. Well, it didn't happen in Nashville. It didn't happen in Austin. It didn't happen in Dallas. Like all these other cities aren't having this Minneapolis problem.
I got a question.
Because, well, it's a political football, and they wanted the attention. They got it. And unfortunately, 2 people are dead now.
But I'm saying if you zoom, I mean, that's all those are great points. But I'm saying if you zoom out much, much further, just in general, the environment that we exist in today, aren't they all just intentionally creating division and chaos, and we're all just falling for it?
Like I said, it's us versus them.
Who's we? I just hate everybody, and then I can't stay.
I love you, Brandon.
Point where ICE just doesn't have to be in Minnesota because they can just have them. Just have all those people you want. You pay for them.
Right, exactly. So to me, as a result of the Somali fraud, my response to that would be, first of all, you investigate and you prosecute whoever's involved all the way to the top if you can. Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, the AG.
You just got to find anybody who's eating rice and bananas.
Just anybody that you find that's involved. You prosecute them, and then you completely withdraw all federal funding. And then that's pretty much all you do. You don't have to send a single ICE agent or anybody to the state. You don't have to. As a matter of fact, ramp it up. Send them thousands or millions more immigrants. Withdraw the federal funding and just let them have their sandbox.
Toph, I have a question for you. Have you ever read the book 1984 by George Orwell?
No, I'm just culturally aware of it. I've never read it.
Okay. There's a scene where the main characters heard about a resistance to the main political structure of 1984. And he talks to his lover and goes, Julia, do you think the resistance is real? And she turns to him and says, none of it's real. He turns around, walks. And yeah, when you ask like what's the real rivalries and what's actually what actually that, yeah, none of it's real. This is all to distract us from other things, obviously, because power has found that unfortunately, it wasn't so much 1984 as it was Brave New World, where they just flood us with too much information.
Well, I mean, to me, what's adjacent here is that, I mean, they create this friction. It's the concept that I know everybody on this live stream is aware of, which is the government creates the problem, says they have nothing to do with it, but then they swoop in with the solution. And the solution always involves them getting more money and more power and seizing it
for
from
a problem they created. Yeah.
From a problem they created.
Yes.
Like that's just, and then rinse and repeat. Like for almost the entire existence of our country, that's what they've been doing. The government creates the problem, then they swoop in with the solution. And then the solution somehow results in them having more power and more money.
Yeah.
And us having less. So that's what's happening here.
I don't know which way to go. Can I share the Somali banana and?
Well, hang on.
We're gonna leer about it.
No, hang on. I've got a perfect example, Chicken. You keep bringing up. It's good to just wait on it and wait 24, 48 hours. Well, here's one I've been seeing. And the first time I saw this, the headline was completely different. So, trying to add it.
And whenever these, I can add it. Hold on. I can do it on my end.
I don't know. It won't let me for some reason.
I got you.
Yeah. There you go. So, The original
Was this the one
headline
where
of
she
this-
picked up the grenade or whatever, or the
Oh my dear
flashbang?
God. Yeah.
So
Oh, this
yeah,
one,
this
the memes on this.
the original headline. The first time I saw this, the headline was "Protester will lose part of hand from being shot with non-lethal round, allegedly a rubber bullet." And then, not even
How
2
many
hours
people
later,
saw that
I see it
headline
again.
first?
Yes,
What is happening
exactly.
in
And
this
I
then
did.
never saw a follow-up.
Exactly. I did. But I saw the follow-up, and it's, oh no, she picked up a flashbang and tried to throw it back, and lost parts of her fingers.
Incredibly stupid.
Very stupid. Yeah, don't do that.
I'll circle
Yeah.
back to Lynn's comment here because it's relevant again.
Yeah, spot on.
So, Brandon, with some experience with that, what would your advice be if one of those lands near you? Don't pick it up and throw it back, or don't do that.
Cover your ears and put your back to it.
That would be much better advice. You'll still have all 10 fingers and toes.
I'm gonna
You'll be
potty, gentlemen. I'll
uncomfortable.
be right back.
Yep. Yeah, that I mean, yeah.
I have a 1-year-old. I'm the one that should be using the word potty. Chicken, like
it's funny. Tony used you. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually saw. I did see the same thing, and
Really?
I actually
with the
saw,
non-lethal round.
Yeah, I saw an actual. It was actually like it was in the title that I saw. I cannot remember exactly word for word for what it was, but it made it really sound like the ICE agent like ripped her hand off. Basically,
Yes.
It was like he reached out and just like grabbed 2 fingers and just like went like that and was like, yeah. Now you won't mess with ICE, bitch. It was like it made it sound like that. It was just like I was like, whoa. I was like, that's pretty bad. And then I see her running down, and I was like, and then I think I opened up X, and maybe like 20 minutes later, and of course it was some Twitter person like Fafo, haha, she picked up a flashbang. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
do that when you do that.
Yep.
Like, why would you do that? What possible good? Like, now,
you could try to kick it, but I wouldn't pick that thing up, man. Jeez.
No.
Like, how hot do you think it is when it lands?
It's not the landing part; it's the bang part. That's those things explode. Flashbangs explode, and yeah.
So I'm going to ask a similar question. Like, is that lady super happy that she went down and got involved in that situation that day? Like,
no, this is This is
like that was
a
a good
prime
decision?
example. Yeah,
I mean,
just
like-
fuck around, find out. Yes.
Yeah, you idiot. Like,
Don't
The
do
left
that.
unleashing their feral mobs.
just go run your errands, pick your kids up from school, go see a movie. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
This is LARPing. Yeah.
Like, go live a life of a normal person. Just go behave like a normal human and stop doing
It's
this.
not possible.
You ever
because
talk to those
you
hippies from
can't.
the 60s or during the Richard Nixon era? If you ever talk to them, like any of them that are still alive, in their mind to this minute, they're still fighting Richard Nixon. Okay. Like it's part of their personality. And so the modern left now, I've noticed there's a contingent of them that in their mind, they'll always be fighting Trump because in their mind, they'll always be fighting dad. Okay. And Trump represents the worst parts of their dad in their mind. I'm just convinced of it.
Yeah, just like Renee Good's wife screaming, "Why did you use real bullets?" These people don't understand the consequence. Which, and once reality slaps you in the face with the situation that you put yourself in, it's already too late. And that's exactly what's happening across the board here. And you do unfortunately have to live with the consequences if you do in fact get to live afterwards. But this is what happens when tribalism becomes when politics become your identity. And we talk about this a lot. Like, you shouldn't do that because it's just going to lead you down a road. It's going to make you very, very delusional in terms of reality. You're not going to be able to comprehend logic. You're not going to be able to comprehend opposing ideas without becoming angry, without becoming vengeful, becoming spiteful, hateful, violent in these cases. And these should, instead of these being examples of, oh, this is martyrdom, this should be an example of, oh, maybe we should just back the fuck off. Maybe we should reevaluate things, and maybe we shouldn't do this. But it's not. It's going to lead to more martyrdom. And we know this will, because in the next few days, more shit's going to happen, and we'll have more shit to talk about, because it's not going to stop. And whether it's another state or not, it doesn't matter. It's going to continue.
I agree. It should be reevaluated. It should be on both sides too. Like, I think the federal government should be reevaluating as well their policies. It's obviously what they're doing is not working.
Well, they're threatening another shutdown to stop funding for ICE, which is fucking.
I think that's why Trump's pulling out. Honestly,
no, it's not. That's ridiculous. No, that's not why.
Please shut down the government. Please shut down.
No, hang on. Because shutting down the government to stop ICE protests or ICE funding, that's not a thing, because the big beautiful bill funds this thing through 2029. I just heard this today. So shutting down the government would do nothing in terms of actually stopping funding.
Just
for
make
ICE.
it harder for the Democrat NGOs to fund the counter protest.
Well,
yeah, shut it down, buddy.
Let me add another element to this, because, and I'm glad Chicken is back, because you've used the word martyr 2 or 3 times, and I think that's the right word to use, because martyr is a religious word. And Chicken posted a link and alerted us to James O'Keefe's show today, where he then released his report on the 3 days that he spent there. He had a couple of really good observations, and his perspective on this is really interesting. I don't know how many of you saw it, but one of the points that he made was that in a society where there's less and less religion, and it turns to nihilism, this becomes their religion. The reason why, so it's not a matter of them saying, oh, Renee Good got killed and Alex Peretti got killed, so we need to stop doing this because more of us are going to get killed. They're not going to do that, because this is a religious movement to them. This is their religion. They don't have religion. This is their religion. So
tribalism is still an ism.
But I'm saying it's
them.
Listen, human beings are made to worship something and to involve themselves in some form of religion. But so even if
why do you think the first commandment is thou shalt have no other gods before me? Because if we do not worship the divine, if we do not worship God, we will worship something, whether it be our own egos, whether it be an idol, whatever it is, we are predisposed to want to worship. And
that's the point I'm making.
Thank you, sir. But yeah, that's
Thanks
why
for getting Phil to get his Bible out. Gee,
there
you go.
No, but I mean,
that was the fastest I've seen him move in a week.
Mock Phil, if you will. But this is the religion of the left is what we're witnessing. That's why they are so relentless and they will not give up. That's why they oppose Trump. I mean, the entire progressive movement is the religion of the left. They approach this as a religion.
Why do you think that to them they approach bashing
the right does it too?
Well, no, they approach bashing the fash, if you will, in the same way that a Christian approaches driving out demons. To them, Hitler has replaced Satan. To them, fascism has replaced hell, and Nazis have replaced demons in their mind. And so that's why, very much so that, it's religious, because they have the structure in their mind. It's kind of like the beginning of the Bolshevik Revolution. There was a lot of people who were basically atheistic sons of rabbis that helped create that revolution, and they were very systemized in their thinking, and they're very religious in their thinking, but they just weren't religious in their philosophy. And so the modern left of today is very similar to that.
That's right.
And I think it's unfortunately, and I'm sorry, I know no leftists are actually watching this, but it is an autism. Lynn popped it up. Get it back on here.
Explain. What do you mean by that?
It is like ism or a type of like autism, because there's no logic. There's no reasoning. There's just and honestly, I don't understand what outcome they're trying to serve. So I can respect religion because it is trying to make things better, in several different ways, and teaching good values and things that you should do. For the most part, it's telling stories about shit that happened too. There's all kinds of stuff, but when it comes to like how these leftists are running around, like you said, like it's a religion, I don't think it's like a religion, because I feel like it's just, again, I just use the word that they use all the time, feel. Everything's a feeling. There's no logic to it. It is,
Well, that's
oh
their
my
God.
God.
Their feelings and their preference is their God.
There's no logic. They don't look ahead. They think in the moment, oh my God, I just saw this video of a guy getting shot. They're all Nazis. And that's as far as it will go in the thought process. You cannot get them to arc and go, hey, did you see that gun get fired? Hey, did you see this and that and all these 15 other things that are happening all at once? They cannot physically, like, these are the people that don't have a voice in their head. Like, what's the percentage of people that don't have an inner voice in their head? We've talked about this before.
40%.
And it's
that
so
seems
most
so
of
high.
these, it is really high. It's scarily high. But these most of these are the people that don't have that imaginary voice in their head, because they can't imagine themselves in a scenario like that. And so that's why Renee Good's wife goes, why are you using real bullets? Well, because he's a fucking federal officer trying to take down fucking criminals. Yeah, he's going to have a real fucking bullet in his gun, you dipshit. The fuck did you, like, you're fucking around and finding out in that scenario for sure. I don't like it, but God damn it. Like, if you thought he was going to have fucking blanks, what the fuck is wrong with you? Is that why you were like okay with her driving the car around and blocking the road? Because you thought they were going to shoot blanks at you or rubber bullets at you? No, this is fucking real life. And a lot of people don't fucking understand that when it comes down, like, I see these videos sometimes from these fucking retards on whatever, the fucking Twitter or whatever. And they'll do this like, do the Republicans understand that the cities control the water? Well, do you understand that the Republicans control the food, you fucking retards? Like, and they have all the guns. Like, they'll come take your fucking water. Like, like you want to play those games? Like, they don't think past. They just like, look at me, I'm superior in my thought. And be like, oh no, they've already thought of that and 5 fucking steps ahead of you, dipshit. Because all you think is they use rubber bullets because they're there to scare you and hurt your feelings. No, they're there to kill you when you fuck with them. Like, stop this.
But no, I want you to hear what I'm saying here, because, like, why are people doing this? Why are they stepping out and doing this? Why was Renee Good where she was, likely, judging by the politics that she had in this life? You know, I'm not happy about what happened there, but judging by why are these protesters there also ties in with what Chris was saying about the religiosity of the left, because what they are fighting against is, to them, the most egregious sin in the secular religion. There is one sin that is more terrible than any other that you can inflict, and that is the sin of suffering. To make someone suffer in some way. And so they see the footage of ICE rounding up people and they see the suffering. They don't think about, like, because like Republicans and conservatives, they're all very system based. They care about the system. They care about how things come together. Democrats are very outcome based. They don't really care about how you get there. They just want to, like, just don't tell me about the labor, just show me the baby. And so they just see the suffering and they want to minimize that in any way. And like whenever Republicans or conservatives or religious people are seen as being mean to one group or another, well, you're committing the worst sin of all. You're causing suffering, which, forget the fact that that's complete nonsense. A surgeon inflicts suffering on you in order to eventually make you well. Sometimes making people feel a little uncomfortable is actually the best thing for them. It's like I often say, think of how much I would have to hate you how much I would have to hate you if I didn't tell you about Jesus. Okay, that's sometimes you got to make folks a little uncomfortable and remind them of such things. But
I would if you want to take a more
I don't know. I don't know about all that.
If you want to take a more laid back approach to it in terms of the mentality of the left, I don't even think you've got to go that in depth with it. It's more of a maturity level thing for me, because you can equate it to children in terms of children have big feelings. Children aren't relatively capable of seeing a situation, big picture, and understanding it from another's perspective in a way that's going to make them go, oh, okay, now I see the error of my ways. My tantrum wasn't necessary. It's 100%
as Miss Rachel taught us, big feelings are okay.
And that's just it. And it's all big feelings on every issue. So they don't cope with it. They don't comprehend it. And then instead of trying to dissect it in a mature way, they would rather act out. So and that's what we're seeing in Minnesota.
We've talked about this before as well. It's been a while since I brought this one up, but Jonathan Haidt had the book the Righteous Mind, where he goes through all the different things that the right and the left typically have, and you find that, like, on a scale, when they do his like little like, it's not even a political test, it's just like a life test, and all they have is care and harm. That's the only thing they have on their decision-making tree. Meanwhile, Republicans will have care, harm, fairness, cheating, loyalty, betrayal, authority, subversion, sanctity, degradation, liberty, and oppression. They'll have all of this on there. But the left only has care and harm. That's all everything is. It's a really fascinating book to read if you've never read it, The Righteous Mind by Jonathan Haidt. Like, and you'll look at politics differently and see where everybody comes from, and you're like, oh my God, that's so stupid.
Yeah, it's just, for the left, they care, are you causing suffering or are you alleviating suffering? That's it. That's their original sin.
No, I think you're leaving out two other elements. I think you're leaving out narcissism and hedonism.
Oh, we all have that.
Need them.
What?
But
that's on both sides.
That's like my only two.
But
the fact that we're on a podcast,
suffering is where they get their
a little narcissist, right?
Is their awful self-righteousness. Because they believe that they're doing all of this awful stuff for your own good. And that's what makes it even more pernicious, is because, just a plain old tyrant will eventually go to sleep and leave you alone. But somebody who tyrannizes you for your own good, there is no rest with them. So the left is tireless and they never sleep when it comes to advancing their agenda. So unfortunately, we on the right kind of have to do the same. And Skinnerd, I am sorry, when he said, drink every time Phil talks religion, we cannot do that, not because it would cause alcohol poisoning, but because you would simply just drown from just lack of oxygen being able to go up and down your esophagus.
I thought every time I said retard,
I don't want to do that to you, Skinner.
Yeah. If I do both of those, I'm gonna.
Can I circle back to the get it a little fun again?
Please.
I want to go back the bananas and rice thing, because a few people kind of giggled and a few of you were like, what?
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah,
and I was like, what? The first time I heard it too.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Absolutely no sense. But like, after you listen to it, the first time you might not think it's that funny, but every time from here on out, you're going to be like, what in the actual fuck was going on here?
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like
So, mind you, she's being interviewed because allegedly she was beaten by ICE. And this comes up in the interview.
Oh, so she has a head trauma. That's the Band-Aid.
Yeah, she got hit in the head. That's the Band-Aids that she has.
Okay.
It's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice. People don't really see, like, it's people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but That's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice. But you're gonna get what I mean.
You're gonna get it.
So I'm Somali.
Guys, you're gonna get
You're
you're gonna get it.
You're gonna get it once you
favorite-
try bananas and rice. You're gonna get it. You're gonna
My
be like,
favorite
oh
re-
my god.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this is the guy behind her, the Asian
Yeah,
guy.
just like-
Watch his face.
Proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like
She really drove that banana rice point home.
it's an interesting thing. It's very.
You can see
This reminds me of
in his
it
head.
reminds me of Kamala Harris trying to figure out what the fuck to say.
Yes. Or somebody interviewing Kamala Harris trying to figure out what the fuck she's
describe
doing.
What?
That's her. That's her handler, and he's going, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
We picked the wrong
He's
person.
like, don't say bananas and rice again. Don't say banana. Fuck, she said it again.
Take this
Not
one
a
back to
third
the
time.
leering center. This one needs some more leering.
Now, Tony, when you pointed out the Band-Aid and you went, oh, okay. Tony, were you implying that maybe there might be a work involved in this, sir? Is that
I
what-
would never.
Okay.
K-Fab.
I
K-Fab.
yeah. Let's
Look at this guy's face. He's so confused.
yeah, bananas and rice. It's not all bananas and rice, but sometimes it's bananas and rice. Like,
Yeah.
So
I saw a picture or
You get
a
it?
clip of that on TikTok, and I was like, whoa.
well, now you all get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it ain't bananas and rice, but is that like the kids' new version of sometimes it don't be like that, but it do though? Or like,
Oh my God, Yank, what did you just send?
I don't play it because it's copyrighted. It's a
damn
parody
it.
music video of rice and bananas. Rice nanas is what it's called, and it's all about the protests and stuff. Oh, but that lady was what I was like so confused. She was like playing off like she just got off of a bender. Like, my God, sorry.
I would love to see an interview.
Now, one of the worst jokes I've heard in the last few weeks, actually last couple of days, is Vanilla Ice's advice for when you deal with ICE. If ICE calls on you, you should stop, collaborate, and listen. I'll see myself out.
I'm
Yeah.
trying
Let
to
her
find
feel
it.
us be fun.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
He did. He left.
I was trying to find it, but like it's not on here anymore. So this is how fast the internet like tries to like appease a thing that happens. So the day like I saw like somebody commented. I was watching a fucking video about ICE or some shit, and I saw somebody start posting like, and they were memeing it, and they were like, "Oh no, it's bananas and rice," and I'm like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" And so I just because I'm like, okay, this is a cultural reference that I don't understand, so I just Googled it.
I still don't know.
And so
what
when I
6
Googled it, the first thing that popped up was how to induce diarrhea. And I was like, well, that's fucking weird. Why are they talking about that? But now you Google it. I tried Yahoo. I've tried Google. I've tried a couple, and now it all turns into Somali banana and rice recipes. But the other day, when you searched bananas and rice, it was like how to induce diarrhea. I was like,
Google knew
okay.
they needed to clean that one up a bit. Oopsie daisies.
Apparently. That was actually, I just did this in real time. Like, this is interesting to me. I was like, oh wow.
So don't order that as an appetizer on a first date. Got it.
Can't stop ice with bananas and rice.
Ouch. Well done, Skinner.
Or maybe you can. Because
yeah, if it induces diarrhea,
it's
you
really
probably
good. I mean,
I just threw a meme one in there if you want to check it out before posting it. Buddy.
The other thing I want to circle back to is the gun. So in this story of the guy getting shot, this was like we talked about this in our group chat before. I don't think we've talked about it live on stream, but the SIG P320 and the likelihood of this possibly being an accidental discharge or a gun malfunction This gun has problems, and I don't know if you guys have ever watched this video before, but this guy does an extensive breakdown on this gun, and here's an example.
That's concerning.
Yep.
He repeated it 3 more times, wiggling
without a trigger pull.
Without a trigger pull.
Holy crap.
And so that was the pistol that was pulled out of him. And so there is again, I'm not saying this is absolutely not to be construed as actual legal advice, but there is a 0% chance that if one of these things happened and this was a defective SIG P320, then this could have actually discharged without the trigger pull. And that's what caused the whole panic. And then at that point, I think it goes without saying, like, the lawsuit all lands on SIG at that point. Like, normally gun manufacturers are immune from negligent use, but that is the manufacturer putting out a defective product. And so
SIG's been fighting this for a long time.
Yep. And there's cases that have been going abound for a long time. There's some that have been disproven, some that are still being litigated. And so the SIG P320 is a pistol. Like, here's the thing. I want to love that pistol. Okay. All right. I've got some folks who have one. It's a great pistol, but now with everything that's been going on,
Careful what you do with that pistol. You might get shot.
Yeah.
That is not a gun I would take with me.
Yeah.
Officer goes, drop your weapon. But officer, it's a SIG P320. Do not drop the weapon. Slowly put it down.
Does that guy own more than one gun? Did he just pick the wrong gun?
Probably. Like, unfortunately.
Well, it's a very popular gun, even though
it's the one that won the Army's new contract for their new sidearm pistol. And basically, here's the unfortunate reality. SIG basically
unfortunately a lot of cops and other agencies use it too.
Yep. SIG basically said, we don't care what price Glock or Ruger or Beretta gives you, we will undercut their price. We don't care what price they give you.
How does a gun with that problem earn those contracts?
Yeah, exactly.
They undercut the price.
Yeah.
That's tough for
How
a bean
does
counter
Kamala
to
Harris
resist.
become the presidential candidate for the Democratic Party?
All right.
Bureaucracy. Oh yeah, it was a whole
bureaucracy.
Here's the thing. The Glock 19X should have won the trial. It actually exceeded the trial. It actually was reliable and had no malfunctions far beyond the numbers the Army required. But SIG just said, hey, let's stop these trials testing these pistols, and whatever price Glock or Beretta or any other company offers you, it doesn't matter what number they put, we will give you a lower number. We don't care what number it is. We want the contract this bad. And so that's why the SIG P320 are now in the military. It's known as the M18 pistol. That's why it's so widely distributed now.
It should be known as C5.
Ooh, ouch. But yeah, that's the sort of the story of the SIG P320. It's like they built the magazine first, and the magazine is amazing. I just wish there was more pistols that use that magazine. I would be using one of those pistols, not the SIG P320. So that's the big problem with that one. But in due time, they will work all of the problems out of it, and then in about 10, 15 years, it's going to be a very good, reliable platform. But
as long as you put a potato on the end.
Yeah,
that's right.
It'll be double the price.
And you don't take it to an iceberg.
Yeah.
Because of the washer.
Good Lord.
It's going to be a nickel-plated washer.
Yeah.
But yeah, Glock also changed their models just to appease California and a couple other states, because you could put a little switch on the back, a Glock switch. And so now the Gen 6, they've completely changed it so you can't put those switches on there. And I don't know. I'm a Republican and I don't like change. All right. That's I'm not sure.
What do you think about so Virginia just had a complete takeover of their state politics. It's all super left now. So everything Youngkin stopped or put into place, they're completely reversing. And one of them is pretty much they're putting what they're calling an assault weapons ban, which is going to be any firearm that can have the ability to fire 10 more. It's not having a magazine of 10 rounds. It's will it have the capability of firing more than 10 rounds? So basically, if it's not like a bolt action, or like most pistols, you can get a mag that holds more than 10. Like you can buy extended mags. But that's what they're calling an assault weapon in Virginia under this new law that they're trying to push forward.
Well, don't live in Virginia.
Why would we be at all surprised? I mean, if you look at the Democrat Party's official party platform since Civil War Reconstruction, it has been a part of their party platform to find a way to disarm as many blacks and Republicans as they can possibly do since Civil War Reconstruction. So yeah, that has been the party platform officially to disarm as many group. Like, I'm sorry, but look at their platform and tell me I'm wrong. That's what they've wanted to do. They don't like the fact that you are armed. And
it was
you can
nice.
say no.
It's the first time I think I've heard that sentence used. Disarming blacks and Republicans.
I'm sorry, but if you examine their party platform since Civil War Reconstruction, I defy anyone within the sound of my voice to tell me I'm wrong.
Why can't they be the same thing? Racist.
They can be, but not always. Certainly after Civil War. So it's like, I've been waiting for that.
That's good.
All right, gentlemen, I think that's it for me.
Peace.
Hey,
Chris.
thanks for coming on, man. Good
Yeah,
time.
thank you for having me.
I've got at least 6 more hours to go, so it's good to see you.
I don't.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Good night, audience.
Thanks for coming.
Take care, bud.
Adios.
Yeah, Phil, you'll get off of this. You'll stream random streams and just call it a night.
Yeah.
Wake
He's
up
gonna
in the
read his
morning,
Bible.
shut it off.
Yeah.
No, actually, after this, I'm going to be putting a lesson together. So that's my plan for this evening. But
I'm glad Brendan stayed awake tonight. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you just woke him up.
Yeah, that's right.
You still got a few minutes, Brendan. You could pass out.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Oh shit! Oh, he's out. Dad. Damn it.
Oh no, he's going to be in this room all night.
Yeah. Oh, his back is gonna hurt.
That's funny. I was gonna bring up so Antonio, I brought this up to you too. Like all the protests and stuff, and Toph is obviously talking about like if you want to stay home, don't go out and protest. They do it in video games now. You don't have to leave your house.
This is crazy.
It's in Roblox, the game Roblox. They were protesting ICE in the game, and they were actually had like SWAT and ICE agents.
Did
and all
it
this.
work?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll share my
did they
screen.
save any immigrants?
I don't know, but oh my goodness, I will.
Did they
share
save
my
Renee
screen.
Good?
I don't think that happened.
Chicken, no. Chicken, no.
Can you be the ICE agent?
You can, yeah.
I've heard about gamifying things, but what the
I don't think I
fuck?
want to be. I'm just saying I'm asking.
Seriously, this is it, right? Oh, hold on.
Oh, no.
I don't want to get copyrighted here.
What is
You
this?
did it. You fucking did it. Roblox, you're amazing. You fucking did it.
Oh my
God. There's
That's it. Holy shit. That's it. The government.
you do not need to leave your home.
There's no way they're coming in.
I've been telling my kid not to participate in protests for a long time, but now I'm pretty sure she plays Roblox. Oh no. It's like, no, not digital ones neither.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah.
So my son, he's 17 now. He still jumps on Roblox once in a while just to go fuck with kids on there. And he will just like find the most stupid, obnoxious kid and run around and kill them over and over and over. And like, I don't hear my kid laugh so hysterically ever. And I'll be He'll get home from school and I'll be like, "You got homework?" He's like, just a little bit. I'm gonna go play Xbox for a little bit. And then I will hear this like high school girl giggle out of this 17-year-old big old kid that normally is like, "Hey dad, what's up?" And then all of a sudden he goes, like losing his shit, and I'll come in and be like, "Look at this motherfucker!" I'm like, and yeah, he's literally just running around chasing the same kid around, killing him over and over again.
So what
I
stream
can
that,
picture him in that
already have
ICE channel. Like,
oh, I'm sure. So Roblox.
This is how kids turn racist. He would probably run around chasing Mexicans.
So Roblox took away the chat.
I'm sure he was like, "Dad, please close the show with that."
Yeah.
Oh, my son's been banned from Roblox like 12 times. I have so many new accounts.
You can't chat on Roblox anymore. So that brought in this game, Bloxburg. Said, "Hey, we're going to make signs that you can type on." And literally the sign is you buy it for a couple cents off of Bloxburgs or whatever their currency is. And it's basically just says protester sign. And then you can just type whatever.
Oh.
So
yeah, a fake digital sign. You can buy fake digital clothes, all this shit.
Oh man, we should do that and like advertise Big Bucket Empire.
Yeah.
Go on Bloxburg and just get a bunch of protester signs.
Just giant.
Next thing you know, we got a
signs
bunch of
that kids
9-10-year-olds
blow up.
watching our
Like-
YouTube.
Like random shit.
We just got a big old screen in the Roblox universe, just me like, "Oh, that big set." Like, people
Don't
are
drop your
throwing
P320.
stuff. People are just throwing stuff at the screen. Boo!
5 minutes
Yeah.
of the episode, we're getting rated.
Yeah.
Well, we've
Bunch
all
of
grown.
kids.
We've all grown.
We've all grown. Yes.
But
Yes, indeed.
well, gentlemen, are we at that time?
I think we let's wrap it up. What are your final thoughts on what we talked about tonight, Brandon? Any big takeaways, anything you want to send people home with?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I think I said my takeaway as far as the shooting goes. I think initially that agent was out of control. Shouldn't have done what he did, and that led to the shooting. I don't necessarily think he should be held responsible for the shooting itself, but he was out of control. So, in Chris's defense, yeah, should Mr. Preddy been there? Yeah, maybe not, but we live in a free country. He decided to go there. And,
Do we?
And he was, well, allegedly, he was, I mean, doing what I think any man should do is defend a woman if she's being thrown to the ground and pepper sprayed. Maybe a little maliciously, it looked like to me. So yeah, I think that whole situation was pretty foobar. But if you really want to know what I think, I think I said it pretty succinctly in the episode. So go rewind, check it out, and thank you for having me once again. Check me out on Dad's Worldwide podcast, and along with Captain Aviators and Toph.
Fantastic. Appreciate it, sir. Yank, final thoughts on anything tonight?
I honestly, I mean, I came here to listen and figure out what was going on because there's a lot going on in this world. I don't watch politics like you guys do or deep dive into anything. You know that. I'm here for shits and giggles, basically. So, unfortunately, I found out last night I don't have a podcast channel anymore because I deleted it a year ago.
Oopsie daisies.
On purpose or on accident?
No.
I'm trying to figure out if alcohol was involved. I don't know.
But wait, we recorded a podcast like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I have one. It's
a
still
few
on
weeks ago.
Facebook.
Where is it?
Facebook is gone. It's gone.
I want to watch it.
What?
I'm like, no, we recorded it. I haven't put anything out. I'm still working on
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, that's comedy gold.
But yes,
Yeah.
there is stuff coming out. We'll get it out on. I'll get it out on YouTube because that's the one that's still available.
Perfect.
I'm an idiot. It's fine. I'm okay. Go ahead. Say the R word. Do it.
Retard.
No. Just,
It's retard.
yeah.
Oh,
French.
yeah, that is probably the more appropriate way to say it.
Yeah.
Retard. It's got a little French spin, so
Retardo.
it feels better. Phil?
Well, folks, this has been a very interesting evening here on Big Buckin' Empire episode 209. Wouldn't it be nice? Must be nice. Must be nice. Folks, something to keep in mind, whether you are talking about Renee Good, this Alex, I don't know his name here, whether you talk about Ashley Babbitt, Charlie Kirk, if your reaction to any of their deaths was, yeah, examine yourself deeply. The measure that you put against the world will be the measure that is used against you. Okay, keep in mind, we're all made in God's image, and it really ain't worth it. Like your politics, love your families. Okay, we're getting a little carried away. Political tribalism is starting to creep into every area of our lives. And we're either going to need to all find a way to cool down, or there's going to have to be a way of blowing off the steam one way or another. And I don't like where that's going at all. So, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us this evening. Be safe, hold your loved ones close, and be right back here at Big Buckin' Empire for the next episode 210, whenever that will be. Folks, I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes you the podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, one handsome man if I do say so myself. You can, of course, find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. And I am signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partners. And Chicken, take it away.
Yeah, I guess what I'll wrap up with and throw it over to Tony to have his final thoughts. Couple of things. Don't believe video. Video lies. Video manipulates. It's not necessarily the video itself doing that. It's the people using it and telling you the narrative that you will automatically prompted to believe what they are saying when you watch it. Don't believe that shit. Stop, wait, slow down, wait for more info to come. It's really disgusting to see how manipulated people that I thought were fairly intelligent can easily be swayed into claims of execution, Gestapo, and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's not that far. It's not that crazy. Like, shit's crazy right now, don't get me wrong. But it's not that. It's not Civil War time. Calm the fuck down. It's okay. We'll get through this. Second thing, look forward to more live streams. This was fun. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Tony, take it away.
A lot of, yeah, I could say the same things over that was already said, but no, tribalism's gross. And if your natural instinct is being sidelined because of somebody getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars told you to feel a certain way, like you've lost the battle. You need to reevaluate 100%. In terms of these things going on in Minnesota and everywhere, like it's possible to have compassion, but also want and hope for a different and better and saner tomorrow for you, your family, your country, and everything else. So it's about perspectives. I think is the really important thing. But do remember, the people that you disagree with and the people that are at the end of this, you have to have a certain level of compassion too. So be human at the end of the day. I think that's key. Yeah, it gets really gross, and it's just going to get worse. I just have a nagging feeling, and we'll probably have more horrible things to discuss, and we'll try to keep it light so it's a little less of a burden to think and talk about. And yeah, we'll try to do this again here in a couple of weeks or so. So yeah, make sure you're shared, and subscribed to the Big Buckin' Empire on Facebook and YouTube so you can get the notification. Trey, we went out of our way really, really hard.
Yeah, we tried to let you know, motherfucker. I called you out in the comments, so did Lynn.
The Trey demographic.
Yeah. So
very important demographic, guys.
We tried.
Lame Trey.
Damn it.
Fucking Trey.
All right. Either way, maybe you'll catch the next one. We'll see you then.
Maybe. Trey's a retard. Anyway, appreciate you, Libby.
We got one more in.